It's another Sun session here on stage at the Armadillo Christmas Bazaar. I'm Kevin Connor from Sun Radio. My guest is Daryl Howard. Hello, Daryl.
Hey, good morning.
Nice to see you.
You too.
Now, Daryl, you just mentioned to me that you moved to Austin in 1975.
I did.
Where did you come from, and why did you come to Austin?
1975, I came to Austin from Tokyo.
Wait, the one in Japan?
Not Tokyo, Texas.
There is one, though.
Yeah, I know, and there's a Paris, Texas, too. But no, this is like the real deal, Tokyo, Japan.
And what were you doing in Tokyo?
I have had this amazing, beautiful experience called life.
Yes.
That has thrown me into places and experiences that I couldn't have planned. So in 1971, 70, I married my high school sweetheart. And this is the end of Vietnam War, and draft numbers were a thing.
Right.
So his draft number was 33.
Uh-oh.
He was at A&M, Double E, and his first assignment when he graduated was Yokota Air Base, Japan. And I could go with him for 4 years. That's how I got there.
Right.
But I'm a 21-year-old officer's wife, and I didn't exactly fit into the officer's wives club, playing bridge and doing flower arranging. So I ended up applying for the teaching at the DoD school system, Department of Defense. And you need to remember the end of Vietnam is the end of the Tet Offensive, and they were bringing wounded people, they were bringing orphans out of Vietnam,
right.
And they stopped it in Japan to refuel planes. We changed diapers on little kids on the airplane that had no parents left. It was a pretty emotional time, but I had a degree in art. I was teaching art, and I started collecting antique Japanese woodblock prints while I was there. And fast forward 2 years, I was invited to train with a Japanese master woodblock printmaker, Hodaka Yoshida, who is the second son of a famous guy. But I'm 23. I'm a hippie. I didn't know this family was like
a hippie military wife.
Seriously, long hair, mini skirt, and like I told you, I didn't fit into the Officers' Wives Club. But anyway, so I was invited to train with Hodaka. So I taught art during the day, and one night a week for a year, I rode the train to Hodaka's studio and studied privately with a Japanese printmaking master. And fast forward 75, new assignment, Bergstrom Air Force Base.
Which some people might not know is now the Austin Airport, ABIA. But that circular hotel, when you enter the airport, that was Bergstrom Air Force Base.
That was 12th Air Force headquarters.
There you go.
And they turned it into a hotel. Yeah, my ex-husband, that's where all of the officers and all it was a big deal. It was an Air Force base. And I think it's cool. That's when we had Mueller downtown, and that was the airport.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I think it was a great reinvention to put a hotel there. But anyway, so I moved to Austin, 75, couldn't get a teaching job, so I went into graduate school at UT. And they let me get a master's degree in Japanese woodblock printing. So like I'm telling you, I've had these little fairies around me that just drop these little gifts on top of me. So I have been doing classic Japanese woodblock prints since 1974. So this is my 50th year to do the art that I'm showing here at the Armadillo.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Now, if you were here in 74 or 5 or 6, you were here when the Armadillo was open.
I did not make it to the first one. If you recall, the first one was when Bruce Walensik went down to... Armadillo World Headquarters was still here.
Correct.
And they had live music. Amazing live music.
Yeah.
And Bruce, in the beginning, went down to the drag, and on Christmas there were all these artists selling in the cold and the rain, and he invited them to come down to the Armadillo World Headquarters to show their work. I wasn't on the street selling my work back when Bruce started.
Yeah.
I got here as quick as I could.
And he'll be the first to tell you that the person that really was the inspiration for that idea was Lucinda Williams.
Wow.
That they were friends,
Yeah.
good friends, and she said there should be somewhere inside for the artist on the drag to show their work when it's cold outside. And bing, light bulb, and the plan began to bring it to the Armadillo.
Yeah.
And we're just 200 yards away from the site
I
of
know.
the first one.
I know everybody always asks me, well, where was the original Armadillo World Headquarters? Isn't it where One Texas Center was?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
And it was an amazing place. Yes, did I go there? Yes. It was in existence when I moved here. And I remember going to Soap Creek Saloon and seeing Willie Nelson for $2 a head.
Way out in the country.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is now, the heart of Westlake.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, that was a whole trip. So I was raised in San Antonio, so born in Del Rio, so I'm a native Texan. Elementary school in Uvalde, of all places.
Wow.
Yeah. And I didn't know Matthew. I don't think he was born yet.
No, he was not.
So anyway, yeah, and I've ended up staying here, bought property in Dripping Springs.
Nice.
Back in '87 when,
It was affordable.
Yeah, I couldn't afford it today, but I live the dream. I'm in the country.
Yeah.
And the Armadillo's still rocking and rolling. And, the first one I did was when it was at the Austin Opera House on Academy.
Right.
And then we moved to Music Hall and and now we're here at Palmer.
Well, you are one of the highest profile artists at the Armadillo Christmas Bazaar. You're a name artist. Even the casual art fan like me knows Daryl Howard.
How do you know me? When they say Daryl Howard, what comes to your mind? Do you know I'm a printmaker?
Yes.
Well, look at you.
I know your work.
Oh, well,
Yes.
cool.
So for a name artist such as yourself, what is the importance of the Armadillo Christmas Bazaar to you?
I think that I've always, number one, I have fire in my belly. As a human being, it doesn't matter what I do. I want to do it good. I want to do it the best. I want to live life the best. I also believe that you dance with the one who brung you. And the Armadillo Christmas Bazaar has brung me way back from the beginning. I've got very amazing clients that only buy my work at the Armadillo, even though I show at a really fine gallery in New York City, Ronin Gallery. And I've got work now in a museum in Nashville. I was just there for training docents and doing workshops. But hey, man, this is my beginning. And to date, okay, we're at the end. We've got one more day.
Right.
This is an amazing show this year. The foot traffic's great. I have met lots of new people that have moved to Austin. And I live in the country. And I may seem like I would talk to anybody. Well, I do. But for me to meet new people in Austin, this is a great venue for me to do that.
Sure.
And they're coming from all over the world, like Seattle. And oh yeah, by the way, those people have a place in London. And so the pieces they bought, one is going to London and a couple are going to stay here. And it is just the most remarkable show that I can say I've ever done. I don't do any other shows like this. I do one in San Antonio affiliated with the University of Texas.
Right.
And the Armadillo. And I've quit all of the other outdoor. I used to do the outdoor shows like many of these artists
Sure.
have done. I mean, it's a great way to make a living. It's a phenomenal way to get started as an artist. But I'm at a point now where I want to do the shows that I want to do. And this show is just plain fun. I mean, the people who come here have a good time.
Yeah.
And the music is great. I don't have to go anywhere. It's right here in this building, 3 fabulous bands a day. And I'll never forget the time that Jimmy Dale Gilmore showed up at the Austin Opera House. He showed up at 10:30 at night, and that's when we were open till 11 p.m.
Right.
And Bruce said, you know what? no one leave. We're going to lock the front doors. And Jimmy Dale said, I'm just going to do a private concert right here at the Armadillo. And I think we all got out of there at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
It was, what's not to love about the Armadillo? You never know who's going to show up on stage.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And going back to what you said, the casual bazaar goer from Austin says, yeah, I'm going to go down. I like it. It's pretty down there. It's a comfortable atmosphere.
Yeah.
Great bands.
Yeah.
They may not realize what a serious draw this is for serious art collectors, as you pointed out. There are people that come here to buy.
That's correct. I've got a couple that never fail. They're probably going to be in this weekend from Dallas, lots from Houston. I've had people fly in from other states that want to come to Austin to spend Christmas in Austin just because it's a great city. And Bruce does great advertising, so people staying in hotels know that this is going on, and this is part of the Austin music scene, and it's part of Austin history, keeping Austin weird. But the other thing that usually shocks people, when you walk around in this show, and every year it seems to get better and better, this is fine art and fine craft. This is not little holiday Chotsky stuff.
Right.
It's the
real deal.
It's the real deal. And you can get super fine jewelry. You can get super fine art. And a lot of people aren't buying Christmas gifts for their mom and dad. They're getting them for themselves.
Sure. Yeah.
And, so it's the quality is phenomenal. And that, for people that have never been here before, that's the biggest statement that I hear, that this is just a super fine quality show, but it's also great fun. And yes, there are lower priced items. Children love it here. They can get little Christmas gifts. And if you just got married and you don't have enough money to get something major, big, original, there's all levels of art that's at this show that you can afford. So it's a real draw. It's an amazing event.
As you said, this is your 50th year making art.
Right.
I don't see you slowing down.
No.
People ask at a certain point, when are you going to retire? Willie Nelson once was asked that, and he said, I play music and I play golf. Which do you want me to give up? And art is another thing that you can do as long as you have the energy and the desire.
And if I'm not making my art, you don't want to be around me.
Oh, really? You need that.
Yeah, it's part of who I am as a human being, and it brings me the every day. But I heard something on CBS Sunday Morning this morning, a quote by an actor who's on Broadway, and they said, well, when are you going to stop singing? And he said, well, they're going to be rolling me out on a stretcher feet first. You might just say that I'll be at the Armadillo when they roll me out on a stretcher.
Well, I think that's a great way of looking at it. And
So I plan on making my art forever.
Sure.
I can't visualize myself not making art, so anyway.
Well, I'm trying to I can't think of a great artist that quit,
No.
that said, no, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. And I've got great apprentices that have helped me in the studio and that I'm training, because the art form that I do is a lost art. It's Japanese woodblock printmaking.
Yes.
It is a pain. You don't see many Westerners doing Japanese woodblock prints because it is a time sink. You have to carve a block of wood for every color in your image. You paint watercolor on your carving. Everyone is hand pulled. No two are alike. They're all original. But most Westerners aren't big into wanting to devote that much energy. Like my newest piece that I've got, it took me 4 months to make.
Wow.
So this year I have 2 new pieces. That's a year's worth of work.
Yeah.
So when you come to the Armadillo and see my exhibit, you're looking at a body of work because of how long I've been active as an artist. So, yeah, you can see my history.
Well, it's such a pleasure to talk to you.
You as well. Yeah.
Daryl Howard, folks. Daryl Howard. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.